Hey beautiful, I hope you're doing amazing, staying hydrated and actually getting some sleep. So, Wuthering Waves just officially announced the version 2.6 special broadcast. And today, you and Queen Zani are going to discuss everything we can expect from it. Let's get into it. Oh, and before we get rolling, quick reminder, there's a 1 lunite subscription giveaway in this video. If you want a chance to win, it's super simple. Just like the video and drop a comment down below. First things first, the special broadcast is set to air on August 16th, 2025 at 7 p.m. UTC +8. As always, we'll be getting 300 Astrite from redeem codes, and don't worry, I'll be posting all the codes in a community post so you won't miss a single one. The full version 2.6 update is expected to drop on August 28th, 2025, so mark your calendars. Now, let's move on to the version 2.6 banners. Starting with Phase 1, we're expecting Augusta and Carlotta as the 5-star featured characters. Alongside them, the 4-star lineup should include Iuno, Chisha, and Yohu. If you're not too familiar with Augusta, let me bring you up to speed. She's a 5 Electro Broadblade user built to be a heavy attack main DPS, and her gameplay revolves around 3 key resources: Prowess, Ascendancy, and Majesty. When she fights normally with basic attacks, heavy attacks, or certain skills, she builds up Prowess. Once that's full, her regular heavy attack changes into powerful Thunderer versions, like a backstep followed by spinning slash or an uppercut, all hit with extra force and consume the prowess she's built. While attacking, she also builds Ascendancy. When that gauge is full, her resonance skill evolves into a chain combo called Undying Sunlight, a 3-part sequence that ends in a powerful plunge attack, dealing heavy damage and granting her a stack of Majesty. She can only hold 2 Majesty stacks, but if she does, she unlocks her true potential. Like, with 2 Majesty stacks, Augusta can activate her special Resonance Liberation. Sublime is the sun, which enters the Sworn Allegiance state. In this mode, the world around her freezes and she alone can act, means she can stop time. How cool is that? Then, she gains access to unique, fast attacks called Sunborn, and she can even walk on water without using stamina. After chaining several Sunborn strikes, the state ends with a huge finisher called Everbright Protector that clears all her Crown of Will's buffs and deals massive electro damage. Then we have her outro skill, which empowers the next teammate who comes in by increasing their damage and also giving Augusta a Majesty stack plus a Crown of Will's stack, which boosts her electro damage. Her kit constantly cycles between building Prowess for big heavy attacks, building Ascendancy for chain skill combos, and collecting Majesty to enter her powerful transformation mode, making her a high-impact character that rewards good resource management and timing. On the other hand, her signature weapon comes with 675 attack and 12.2% crit rate. It boosts her attack by 12%, and casting an intro skill or resonance skill increases heavy attack damage by 20% for 15 seconds. Gaining a shield lets her heavy attacks ignore 7.2% of the target's defense for 7 seconds, stacking up to 5 times, with a cooldown of 0.5 seconds between stacks. Introducing LD Shop, one of the most reliable and secure top-up sites for Wuthering Waves. Now, you don't have to worry about top-up prices because here, you'll get 22% off on Astrite top-ups sourced through official partners. And if you've spent over $80, you'll receive a free 30-day lunar subscription. Enjoy safe and fast delivery. Your Astrite is credited in just 5 minutes. To top up, simply provide your in-game details, and that's it. Additionally, this site has a high rating on Trustpilot and is secured by PayPal and other professional payment platforms, so you don't have to worry about safety. To visit LD Shop, click the link in the description and comments. New players get an extra 15% off coupon, meaning you can enjoy a total discount of up to 37%. So join LD Shop now. Moving to Phase 2, we're expecting Iuno and Sayakona as the 5-star units, with Alto, Baiji, and Tauchi rounding out the 4-star pool. Now, if you're not familiar with Iuno, let me fill you in. Iuno is a 5-star arrow character who fights with gauntlets and has a very flowy, stance-based playstyle built around her lunar cycle mechanic. She has 2 main stances, Half Moon and New Moon, and can switch between them during combat. When she's in Half Moon, she attacks with her Moonring weapon and regains sentience, her special gauge, every time she hits an enemy. This stance is more about building up her resources. By using a special move called Flux, she can switch to New Moon, where she fights with the Moonbow weapon instead. In New Moon, certain attacks, like her Moonbow basic combo, skill, and dodge counter, consume sentience to deal more damage, restore more concerto energy, and heal nearby teammates. And if you use Flux here, she switches her back to Half Moon. As she fights, she also builds up concerto energy. When that's full, her heavy attack changes into absolute fullness. A big AoE strike that heals allies and creates a full moon domain, an area that heals and restores stamina over time, and gives stacks of Blessing of the Wan Light, which boosts the team's damage if they stay on the field. Her Resonance Liberation, beneath Lunar Tides, is both a strong arrow attack and a way to instantly activate Lunar Cycle. Her outro, From Gloom to Gleam, hits the enemy and gives the next character on the field a large boost to heavy attack damage. On top of that, Iuno has passive shields for herself when she uses skills, and she can grant blessing stacks instantly when she enters battle or uses her ultimate. Overall, Iuno constantly shifts between building resources in Half Moon, spending them for high damage and healing in New Moon, and timing her absolute fullness to empower the team and keep them alive, making her a hybrid DPS support who flows between offense and utility. But if we talk about her signature gauntlet, it comes with 500 attack and 36% crit rate. It increases attack by 12%, and using an intro skill or Resonance Liberation boosts Resonance Liberation damage by 20% for 15 seconds. Gaining a shield lets that damage ignore 7.2% of the target's defense for 7 seconds, stacking up to 5 times, with a 0.5s cooldown per stack. Now, moving forward, let me tell you, this version is packed with content. We're getting a new story quest, but this time it's split into 2 parts. Part 1 is about 3 hours, and Part 2 runs for 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's over 5 hours of story content, pretty huge. And that's not all. We're also getting a brand new area to explore, located south of Septimont. It's called Sengu Izkahara, a frontier position where Chicho stands against Kurashima. Due to its unique terrain, Kawahara's echo energy gathers year-round, and since the first Black Tide outbreak from the Lenaxi Tower, a cloud of undissipated Black Tide clouds has hovered over Kawara. During the Black Tide, countless gladiators from the Seven Hills gather here to hunt Black Tide creations and chase glory. And of course, no major patch would be complete without new echoes to chase. Version 2.6 brings new echo sets, holograms, and phantom echoes, each adding more variety to builds and playstyles. Let's talk about those in detail. We have 2 new Sonata effects. First one is Crown of Valor. Whenever the user gains a shield, they receive plus 6% ATK and plus 4% crit damage for 4 seconds. This effect can stack up to 5 times and can trigger every 0.5 seconds. Second one is Law of Harmony. After casting an Echo skill, all team members get an 8% Echo skill damage bonus, while the caster gains plus 5% heavy attack damage for 30 seconds. This effect can stack up to 4 times, making it perfect for teams that rely on repeated Echo skill usage to keep the momentum going. As for the new Echo skills in version 2.6, let's start with Chorosaurus. Equipping this Echo allows you to summon the creature itself, delivering a powerful 273.6% fusion damage strike. If you've got it slotted in your main Echo slot, you'll also benefit from a 12% fusion damage bonus and an additional 20% Echo skill damage bonus. A deadly combo for fusion-focused builds. The only catch is cooldown. You'll have to wait about 20 seconds before calling it back into the fight again, so timing is everything. Now moving on to the False Sovereign, and trust me, this one's going to turn heads. You actually transform into the Sovereign itself, and you can dash forward in a spinning strike that hits 4 times, each for 74.25% electro damage. And when equipped in the main slot, you gain a plus 12% electro damage bonus and a plus 12% heavy attack damage bonus. But here's the real kicker. Every time you trigger your intro skill, you'll summon Overflowing Tidal Blight, unleashing 405% havoc damage in a devastating burst. You start with 2 charges, regenerate 1 charge every 15 seconds, and each use has its own 15-second cooldown. In the right hands, that's a lot of burst damage packed into short windows. Now, let's take a look at Lady of the Sea. This Echo skill lets you summon a Tide Storm. When you activate it, the Tide Storm strikes enemies 10 times, each hit dealing 202.5% arrow damage, followed by one final strike that deals 12% arrow damage. If you place Lady of the Sea in your main echo slot, your resonator gets a 12% arrow damage bonus, along with a 25 resonance liberation damage bonus, giving a nice boost to both arrow skills and your big liberation moves. From what I can tell, these sets seems good for Augusta and Iuno, and honestly, it feels like every new character comes with their own exclusive set, which means more farming, and we all know how painful echo drops can be. But that's not it, because we're also getting a new hologram for Lady of the Sea, and with it comes some unique buffs. The first one, Anonymous Flow, restores endurance and concerto values whenever you successfully dodge an attack, letting you evade more often and keep your concerto gauge filled. Then there's Tyosu, which kicks in whenever you get a shield, boosting your attack by 30% and reducing damage taken by 30% for 3 seconds. And finally, there's Dead Dance, which is both powerful and dangerous. It activates 3 minutes into a fight, and from that point, your attack increases by 10% every 10 seconds, up to a massive 100% boost. The trade-off is that you'll take 10% more damage every 10 seconds with no limit, and you'll lose 10% of your maximum HP every 2 seconds until you drop to 20% HP. So Lady of the Sea offers strong, consistent arrow damage and some high reward buff options. Next, we've also got some new Nightmare Echoes coming to the game. These include the Violet Feathered Heron, the Cyan Feathered Heron, the Arrow Predator, the Electro Predator, and 2 adorable sounding ones, the Chirpuff and the Ghoul Puff. On top of that, we're getting some new Phantom Echoes as well, with names that sound just as intense as they play. Fallacy of No Return and Karasaur. Now, moving on from echoes, let's talk about events. And honestly, this time around, we've got some really exciting ones lined up. I'm not exaggerating here. These events are looking surprisingly good, and there's a lot to look forward to. So, first up we have Ember and Ire Hunting. It's a special limited time hunting event set. In the battle-scarred land of Sengu is Kahara. To take part, you'll first need to complete your initial hunt in the Tide mission, Crave Me with the Sun. Once that's done, the event begins, unfolding in 4 stages that unlock one after another as you progress through the mission. The rules are simple. Complete the event's hunting tasks to earn valuable rewards. But take note, some objectives can't be completed online, and certain locations won't appear in your tracker. You'll have to explore carefully and trust your instincts. If the event ends before you've claimed your rewards, don't worry. Log in within 30 days and they'll be sent straight to your in-game mailbox. Then we've got the Return of the Tower of Defense event. This is an older Black Shores event featuring the NPC Valentina, and it's a combat-focused challenge. The good news is, it's not just coming back temporarily, it's going to be permanent now, and it'll include endless modes. Even better, we're getting a brand new map for it. The rules are exactly what you'd expect from a tower defense game. You've got a base called the Matrix, and your goal is to stop enemies from reaching it. You build towers along their path to take them out before they get there. If too many slip through, it's game over. But as you defeat enemies, you earn currency to place more towers or upgrade your existing ones. I've got to ask, do you enjoy this kind of event? Because I think it's going to be a fun one. Next up is the win-by-win situation event. This one is tied to the Huashu Research Institute, which has made new breakthroughs in exploration tools. From the sound of it, this will be an exploration-based event, so it should be a nice change of pace from pure combat. We're also getting a photo event in a brand new area, so if you love in-game photography, this is definitely going to be your moment to shine. But that's not all. There's also analysis of beast marks. This one will have multiple stages, each with 3 difficulty levels, and it'll be a time-locked event, so you'll need to check in regularly to complete all. And finally, in version 2.6, we're getting a brand new sigil as well. Now, you're probably thinking, alright, that's it. But nope, there's more, and honestly, some of it might surprise you. We're also getting a brand new battle pass in version 2.6, and with it comes a fresh set of weapons. Let's go through each one in detail. First up, the Broad Blade. It comes with 412 attack and 40.5% crit damage. When you cast your Resonance Liberation, your attack increases by 7.2%. and you gain a 10.8% heavy attack damage bonus for 15 seconds. Next is the Sword. It also has 412 attack, but this time with 20.2% crit rate. Casting Resonance Liberation increases your attack by 7.2% and grants a 10.8% Resonance Liberation damage bonus for 15 seconds. Then we have the pistol, which comes in at 412 attack and 20.3% crit rate. Casting Resonance Liberation here gives a 2.25% attack increase and a 2.25% Resonance Liberation damage bonus for 15 seconds. Following that are the gauntlets, with 412 attack and 40.5% crit damage. Using Resonance Liberation boosts your attack by 7.2% and gives a 10.8% Resonance Liberation damage bonus for 15 seconds. And finally, we have the Rectifier. It also has 412 attack and 40.5% crit damage, but this one works a bit differently. Casting your Resonance skill increases your attack by 9% and gives you a 9% basic attack damage bonus for 10 seconds. So overall, a solid lineup of weapons in this battle pass, each one with stats and bonuses that can really enhance different playstyles depending on your main character. Now let's talk about something big, because in version 2.6, we're getting some massive quality of life updates to our endgame content. First up, Wuthering Waves is getting a much-needed upgrade. One of the best changes is the auto-clear feature for floors 7 and 8. If you scored at least 15,000 points on floor 7 and 4,500 points on floor 8 in the previous reset, you can now instantly clear them in the new cycle using the exact same lineup and tokens. Another addition is the record sync feature. If you reach the required points in total for respawning waters, chasm, and torrents in the previous cycle, your exact team lineup and tokens from that run will automatically be reused to complete specific stages in the next cycle, saving you a ton of time. They've also added a new mechanic called Ember. You build up Ember during combat in both respawning waters, chasm, and torrents. Once your Ember gauge is full, you'll enter the Burning Wave state, which gives you a powerful temporary boost. And Wuthering Waves isn't just getting features, it's getting buffs too. One of these buffs grants a 30% fusion damage bonus. On top of that, whenever your active resonator casts an echo skill or deals echo skill damage, they'll also recover blaze, with this effect triggering once per second. And here's the big one. While you're in the Burning Wave state, dealing damage will unleash a massive AoE attack, hitting for 1,200% of your attack as fusion damage. It counts as echo skill damage and can trigger once every 6 seconds. These changes should make Wuthering Waves both faster to clear and way more fun to play. Now let's talk about the Tower of Adversity Quality of Life update. In version 2.6, we're getting 2 brand new floors, along with a bunch of useful features. And here's the good news. Clearing these extra floors will net you an additional 100 Astrites. These new middle stages are different from the first 2 floors. They have their own unique stage effects, and you'll get 150 seconds to clear them instead of the usual 120. Here's how it works. The mid-3rd floor features 4 waves of enemies you'll have to push through. Then, on the mid-4th floor, you'll face 2 bosses back-to-back. Once they appear, the resistance reduction buff disappears. Together, these bosses have about 4.5 million HP, and the full start time limit for the fight has been bumped up from 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes. They've also streamlined zone progression. Before, you had to clear all hazard zone stages to unlock Overdrive. Now it's much simpler. Clearing stable unlocks experimental, and clearing experimental unlocks both hazard and overdrive at the same time. On top of that, there's an auto-clear feature for floors 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 of the side towers. It still consumes energy from the characters you use, but it saves time. And just like in Wuthering Waves, there's a record sync feature here too. If your previous hazard zone runs met the crest requirements for Resonant Tower and Echoing Tower floors, your exact team lineup will be automatically reused to clear those floors in future challenges. All in all, these changes make the Tower of Adversity much smoother to play, with extra rewards and a bit more breathing room for the harder fights. Next, let's move on to the improvements for the Fantasy of Thousand Gateways. This update is all about saving time and making the whole experience smoother. First, rewards can now be claimed with just 1 tap. No more clicking through each character individually to collect them. The UI has also been upgraded. You can now see exactly which characters give you score bonuses right from the event page, and you can even start your run directly from there without having to teleport to the gate first. A brand new stage has been added too, called the Deep Memory Zone. Once you clear the original stage 13, you'll have the option to challenge this extra stage. The idea here is to give players who didn't bring a bonus point character a chance to still hit the maximum rewards. For example, if you finish stage 13 without any bonus characters and end up with 4,000 points, you can take on Deep Memory to push your score up to 5,000. The boss of this stage is Scar, light and dark inversion. There's no time limit here, so you can focus entirely on the fight without worrying about the clock. And finally, the metaphor system has been upgraded. You can now expand your initial metaphors right from the start to boost your damage output. For players familiar with the system, this change means more flexibility and more power from the very beginning of your run. Overall, these changes make the fantasy of Thousand Gateways faster to clear, easier to navigate, and fairer for everyone, while still adding an extra layer of challenge for those who want it. Now let's talk about one of the more exciting additions in version 2.6. An event where you can actually take to the skies and glide over Jinzhou. This new gliding activity will launch as part of the update, and you'll even have the option to remove soaring restrictions within the Jinzhou area. That said, soaring won't be available across the entire map just yet. The feature is tied directly to the new event, so it's likely limited to specific areas. Full map soaring would be a major system change, and based on how past updates have rolled out, it's something that will probably take time to fully implement. For 2.6, flight will be available in both Jinzhou and the Black Shores during the event. Alongside that, exploration tools are getting a nice upgrade. Certain collectibles in Huanglong can now be tracked, and the detection range of the loot mapper has been increased, making treasure hunting much easier. According to early info, flight in Jinzhou and Black Shores will remain an event-limited feature for now, not a permanent addition. Still, for the duration of the event, you'll be able to explore these regions from above in a completely new way. Personally, I think they should make this permanent. What do you think? And one last quality of life improvement for the flight system. Before, you had to double jump to start flying. Now you don't have to double jump anymore, which is a small change but a huge relief. I've been waiting for this for a long time, because double jumping just to fly can be pretty annoying sometime. That's everything I've got for now, and as always, if anything changes, I'll update you right away. Oh, and if you've made it to the end of the video, you're an absolute legend.